Hi, welcome to Aging for Life. I'm your host, Teresa Reed, and I'm here with my co-host, Deborah Green. Our aim for this show, for Aging for Life in general, is to help make America more relaxed, informed, and positive about aging. We're going to discuss all aspects of aging, including ageism, the economics of aging, race and ethnicity in aging, social standards around beauty, and so on. So here at Aging for Life, we dream of a world in which happy, healthy aging is par for the course. Right? Right. So let's get started. Today I'm going to be discussing Bill Thomas, Dr. Bill Thomas, and his book called Second Wind. I invited Dr. Thomas to be on the show with us today, but he couldn't. He's super busy. Hopefully he'll be on in another episode. And I'm going to try to do justice to his work, but I'm frankly using notes so I don't mess up because I have the greatest respect for him and his work. You can learn more about Bill Thomas and his work at changingaging.org. I'm sure that URL is on the screen for you, changingaging.org. He graduated from Harvard Medical School and is founder of the Greenhouse Project and the Eden Alternative, both of which are about improving living conditions for people who can't live on their own. And then the Minka Project, which is about little bitty houses that we can create communities out of as we age together. All wonderful projects. In addition to the book I'm discussing today, or the material I'm taking from the book today is called Second Wind, Navigating the Passage to a Slower, Deeper, and More Connected Life. Thank you. But he's also the author of this book, provocatively named What Are Old People For? And then the subtitle is How Elders Will Save the World. So hopefully we will. Before we get started talking about the book and really having any of these conversations at all, most of the people my age that I know we don't know how to refer to ourselves. Like nobody wants to be called a senior citizen that I know of. I don't. I don't really, elderly, no thank you. We're not elderly. Older people, some people say olders. I think Ashton Applewhite, who wrote This Chair Rocks, I think that's the term that she uses, olders. Thomas and others say elders. That's fine with me. That's the term that we're going to be using today because that's a term that Bill Thomas uses in Second Wind. I'd show you Second Wind, but it's on my laptop, so I can't. But you have it on screen, I think. So I want to just lay out the basis. In Second Wind, Bill Thomas is talking about younger people, and then adults and elders. Adults are all of us in our most productive years, say in our 20s to 60s, 50s and 60s, when we're working full time, we're raising kids, we're driving the economy. He refers to that group as adults. The younger people aren't there yet, and older people who are retired or nearing retirement, he calls elders. And I think really provocatively, he argues that we cling to adulthood. I think this is absolutely true, that we cling to adulthood because that's where the status is in this culture, because adults are the drivers of the economy and get all the attention. And so we cling to adulthood. Let's see, what do I want to say? We have no inspiring model for elderhood in this culture. So that's something that we're going to be working on with this show. But I love this, that Thomas says that the most common developmental delay in America is the failure to move from adulthood to elderhood. I really like that idea. So we're working on that in this show. And the core of this book, Deborah, do you have anything to add at this point?
No, not at this point. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't want to just drone on and have you not get a word in edgewise. So the core of this book, or one of the cores of this book, Second Wind, is he lays out this framework for the way in which we individually and as a culture approach the prospect of elderhood and the reality of aging. And he lays out 3 different models for that. And that's what this show is about. The title of the show is, are you a denialist, a realist, or an enthusiast? And so I want to lay out those different ways of approaching our later years, our elderhood. And then we're going to have a little quiz to see how well we can parse some of the messages coming at us from the culture about these. Yeah, us. Yeah, we're getting the quiz. I wish I had a studio audience. They could weigh in, but you guys can let me know on the website what you guys think. Okay, so the denialist, and these definitions are going to be on your screen, I believe. The denialist approach, you'll recognize this immediately. Aging is a catastrophe that can be avoided and even reversed. And our job is to fund and conduct anti-aging research and rejuvenation science. Sound familiar? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is our ubiquitous approach to aging in this culture. It refers to, it references and embodies all of the fear and the stigma that we have about aging. One of the world's leading purveyors of denialism is a guy named Aubrey de Grey. If you go to the website, agingforlife.org, you'll find reference to him. Let's see, I think we have a video on there. We probably have his book on there, and I have a blog post about him. He's a Cambridge University scientist who has founded a research organization called the SENS Foundation, SENS, which is devoted to ending aging as we know it, reversing aging as we know it. He has a TED Talk. You can look it up. I think I have that online. He goes all over the world talking about our ability to reverse aging. Mm-hmm. And in the TED Talk that I watched, that's online, he says that the first person who's going to live to be 1,000 years old has been born. Yes. Has been born. So I don't know about you. I don't really want to live to be 1,000, but he thinks that'd be cool because we're going to live to be 1,000 feeling great, feeling like we did in our 20s. Mm-hmm. Because his research foundation is going to fund and conduct research that's going to reverse the aging process. Okay? Let's see. I have some really kind of awful quotes from the website, awful sounding. He refers to the diseases and disabilities of aging. He refers to age-related decline. This is a ubiquitous belief in our culture that decline and aging are linked irrevocably. And he writes that the fundamental drivers of degenerative aging lie in the biochemical and cellular side effects of essential metabolic processes in the body. He refers to minor biochemical accidents and myriad metabolic mistakes that take many decades to notice, right? That happens all the time as we live. Little nicks here and there in our corpus, in our bodies, that take decades even to build up to the point where we notice them, and then we start to creak and sag and so forth. So listen to this. Thinning skin, clouding eyes, muscles sapped of strength, heart disease, cognitive decline, all of the diseases and disabilities of aging flow from the inexorable degradation of the integrity of the cellular and molecular machinery that carries out the essential functions of our tissues. Aubrey de Grey and his colleagues at the SENS Foundation believe that they can reverse this process. Not just stop it, reverse it.
Sounds like Benjamin Button's.
Yeah, right, exactly, that story. So that's like as denialist as it gets, mm-hmm. right? Aging is a catastrophe and we can stop it and we must stop it. I saw a video of him recently when he's talking to his wife. He tells the story of how he got into this. And, he says, we have to do something about aging. It kills people. It's like, right, yeah. So anyway, some of you might be thinking, why not? Why not stop aging, right? Every reputable scientist that I have read says this is impossible. So, moving on. Realist. Do you have anything to add about denialism?
No.
Okay. So the realist approach to aging. So aging is unavoidable. We can't avoid aging. There's no amount of research that's going to protect us from aging, and it's awful. It's really a sad thing that we have to age, but we know we can't avoid it. So the realist will take common sense measures to slow down the aging process. Realists are going to be critical of cosmetic procedures. Before we started the show, we were talking about women and men who have wrecked their faces trying to look younger. So as realists, we would say, obviously, that was a terrible mistake, and why would you ever do that? But what realists will do instead is, do things like, run until they can't run anymore, or and eat sensible meals, and of course, do all kinds of brain exercises to prevent cognitive decline and so forth. And all of that sounds like, so what's wrong with that? Mm-hmm. Well, nothing's wrong with that except the end in mind, because the end in mind is that aging really stinks and you really want to avoid it. So it's not like those actions in and of themselves, not really a big problem, because you want to live as healthfully as long as you can, but it's the attitude underlying them that says aging is just awful, and a real decline in status, which it absolutely is. I want to say that Bill Thomas notes that still is the byword of the realist mindset. So you're okay, you're good, as long as you can still walk up 5 flights of stairs, as long as you can still pass for 10 years younger. You're okay as long as you can still do whatever a person in his or her prime can do. Because when you can't do that anymore, you can't deny the fact that you're old. Mm-hmm. All right? Okay. So that's the realist. Now, the last one and the rarest one is the enthusiast. And the enthusiast about aging says that aging is unavoidable and good, that it's a life stage that is full of continual growth and discovery. I have to say, I'm working on it. This is, of course, our smallest subculture. And it's the only one of these approaches to aging that doesn't separate one's own self from one's body and what's happening in the body. You and your body are on the same journey, and it can be a beautiful, positive journey of discovery. Okay, so some of the books and organizations associated with enthusiastic approach to aging would be, these are also on the website agingforlife.org, From Aging to Saging. So instead of just getting old, this is an intentional process of using those years to become actually wise. Conscious Living, Conscious Aging is another one. That's a beautiful book. And associated with both of those books, associated with Conscious Living, Conscious Aging, is an organization called the Conscious Elders Network. I strongly recommend that you look into it. This is also, you can find it on the website, agingforlife.org. It's a beautiful network of older people who are working on becoming actually wise and saving the planet and working with each other and intergenerationally for social justice and environmental justice and so forth. It's beautiful.
That sounds fascinating.
It's really great. Another organization that is really reflects the enthusiast approach to aging is Saging International. So becoming a sage, Saging International. So you can check that out also from the website.
I would be a little skeptical of someone who said, I'm working on becoming wise. I think that wise is something that happens when you're not working at it.
Oh, I don't know. We can come back to that.
Okay.
But, oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said that. But it's time to go to our quiz. We have a quiz. I'll just say real quick about that, that this book, From Aging to Saging, is a really, actually it's a very wise book about processes that you can go through quite intentionally. And at the back of this book, there are some exercises in terms of like life review and so forth, and coming to terms with old feelings and old hurts, and it's a really wonderful set of exercises that I highly recommend. So I don't think you necessarily just passively become wise.
No, I wasn't thinking passively becoming wise. I was thinking that the experiences of life, the things that you learn, the people that you know over the years, I've always thought and found that we sort of gather wisdom through those experiences, through that living. But that's an interesting concept to actually focus on it and intensify the process.
It's really, I actually just wrote a blog post on the website, agingforlife.org, about becoming wise. And we both know older people who've had lots of life experience who have not managed to wrest any wisdom out of it.
Well, that's true.
Right. I think that certainly as you get older, you gain knowledge, but you don't necessarily gain wisdom, right? So
That's true.
All right, let's look at our quiz. We have a quiz, everybody. Okay, so follow along at home. Denialist, realist, or enthusiast. We have a bunch of pictures, and Deborah and I are gonna, I don't think that's always completely clear cut. So here we go. Okay, definitely denialist.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
I agree.
Cosmetic surgery, like the height of denialism. Okay. And actually also. That's the same one.
It is very sad.
Can we get that on there? There we go. The Memory Bible. All right. Now, what do you think? Denialist, realist, or enthusiast?
What is the Memory Bible?
Okay, can you read the subtitle? It's a little hard to see.
An innovative strategy for keeping your brain young.
Yeah.
So is it filled with little exercises?
Yeah, exercises and stuff.
Oh, that's interesting.
The tip-off, I think,
Realist?
is the word young. Right, exactly.
Realist?
Yeah. Yeah. So, you want to fight that inevitable aging. Okay,
Right.
Saging International, definitely enthusiast. What else do we have? We're working on it. Oh, there we go. Okay, Suzanne Summers book. There we go. Ageless. What do you think? Denialist. Okay.
Denial.
What else do we have?
You see her and wonder what she's been through, don't you?
You do.
Yeah.
You look at her and she has had a better plastic surgeon than a lot of people. Right?
Virtually all.
I mean, my God.
Except for Cindy the model. What's her name?
I don't know.
Yes, anyway, I'll think
She's
of it
good.
later.
So Conscious Living, Conscious Aging, this is that book that I mentioned, which is kind of a cornerstone of the enthusiast
Yeah.
approach. All right, Ron
It would
Pevney. Look him up. He is a wonderful human being. Very incredibly kind. Okay, let's find this one.
Realist.
Realist, exactly.
Yes.
Always when you see, when it's about staying young,
Yeah.
this is the realist attitude. Nothing wrong with doing games and puzzles. They're fun
Yes, they
and
are.
engaging, but it's about
What is the goal?
fending off the god-awful specter of age. How about this one? Ageless body, timeless mind. Totally. I want to read to you guys a blurb from this book, jacket copy.
Yeah, I've never been able to get close to Chopra.
Me neither. Okay, ageless body, timeless mind goes beyond current anti-aging research and ancient mind-body wisdom to dramatically demonstrate that we do not have to grow old. Dr. Chopra shows us that contrary to traditional belief and all of human history, we can learn to direct the way our bodies and minds metabolize time and actually reverse the aging process.
Oh my.
Thereby retaining vitality, creativity, memory, and, this is so interesting, self-esteem.
That is.
Right? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So there you go. Massively denialist. I think that jacket copy is absolutely fascinating.
You know, I am really struck with the fact that people feel that their age is so tied up in their self-esteem. I know that it's a concept that's been quantified. I know it's something that's being demonstrated, you know, as being conclusive, but it seems like it's something that we just need to deal with well. And your self-esteem should stay up as long as you're doing well by yourself, trying your best to do this or do that makes you feel okay about being alive.
Yeah.
Maybe happy about being alive.
Yeah, happy about being alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be really great if, if our self-esteem wasn't so tied to aging.
Yeah, it's really, really peculiar. I mean, there's some side effects of aging, like slower metabolism, which, you know, leads to inevitable gains. But other than that, I think that, you know, your face looks the way it's supposed to look now because that's the road you've traveled.
Yeah, right.
So, anyway.
Right, but I mean, I think that it's really the fact that they actually call out self-esteem as something that you can maintain as long as you defeat aging is just like the whole thing right there. Really awful. Alzheimer's Prevention Food Guide. Yeah.
You're a realist?
Realist, exactly. You can't actually, there's no evidence that you can stave off Alzheimer's with the right foods. No. Okay, how about this? Ending aging.
Breakthrough that could the rejuvenation breakthrough that could reverse human aging in our lifetime.
Right.
Well, I want to see that.
That's Aubrey de Grey.
Yes.
The Cambridge Cambridge guy.
He and Chopra would be best friends.
They probably are. Yeah. The youth pill. Right?
Yes.
Denialism.
Yes.
Right? Anti-aging. Whenever you see anti-aging, you're at denialism. And whenever you're at young or youth, you're at denialism or realism. So this Chair Rocks, a manifesto against ageism.
Enthusiast.
Enthusiast. Ashen Applewhite. Check her out. ThisChairRocks.com. She was my first interview.
Right.
From Aging to Saging. A revolutionary approach to growing older. This is the book that has the exercises in the back that really, it's just incredibly thoughtful. They're really thought-provoking.
Right.
Yeah. So, and this author talks about his own journey. He was turning 60 and feeling his self-esteem was shot. I mean, he was just feeling worthless because the culture it's just like you're not of interest anymore.
Isn't it? Yes.
It's terrible.
That happens especially for women.
Way more for women.
I mean, you walk down the street and nobody looks at you.
You're invisible. Right.
You raise your hand in a group of people who are raising their hands and no one sees yours.
Yeah, right.
It's very peculiar. That was one thing that I did notice when I became invisible.
Yeah, right. So, you do notice that.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I just was on a website today talking about invisibility and saying that it, in some ways it can be powerful, right? I can see you.
Yes.
Even if you can't see me.
Right.
Right. So it can be, but it cuts both ways, obviously. Mm-hmm. The memory prescription, 14-day plan to keep your brain and body young. All right.
That's a realist.
Yeah, that's realist.
Yeah.
Sudoku. Well, usually that goes with the realist. Yeah, it's like, I can't go and get older. Yeah, okay. So Sudoku, what else do we have? Okay, so that's an image. What does that image bring up for you?
Well, it brings up those ubiquitous commercials about prescriptions that do all kinds of things for your body. make you feel forever okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That actually looks like a shot from one of those commercials.
It really does, and maybe it is actually.
Yeah.
And the thing that makes those people attractive is that they look young.
Well, they look vibrant.
They look vibrant.
Right. there's a way to be older.
Yeah.
Which I prefer over old. But there's a way to look older and still look vibrant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And part of it,
like us, Deborah.
Part of it has to do with health. Part of it has to do with health, but then another part of it has to do with attitude.
Yeah.
If you decide, okay, I'm really all right with this.
Yes.
I'm walking forward. I'm not, stepping backward or running away from.
That's hugely important. That's the whole enthusiast.
Right. If you really engage.
Gig right there.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, it's like, I'm good with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. The culture makes it hard.
Makes you vibrant.
Market Watch. Anti-aging market size is projected to be around $216 billion by 2021. So obviously this is about I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So all those people making
Well, we should go invest in those products.
I know, for sure.
Yeah.
Disrupt Aging. This is a wonderful book by the CEO of AARP, Joanne Jenkins.
Oh.
This is a wonderful book that I put in the enthusiast category for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can
check
see
that book out. Also on our website with a little blurb so you know. Oh, naked at our age.
Oh, no, please, no.
Talking out loud about senior sex. Now, it's interesting. She uses senior, so okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because you have the alliteration with senior sex. But Joan Price is a sexpert, and she is, you can ask this woman anything.
That'd be enthusiast.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
Oh,
Nora. I feel bad about my neck. Nora Ephron. Remember that book? It's a great book. It's really funny. And I love, who doesn't love Nora Ephron?
Yes.
I mean, she's wonderful, was wonderful. But thank God we've got so much of her work left. But of course, what does that belong to? Mm-hmm. I mean, denialist, right? Don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah. And then this guy, Ari Seth Cohen, is this an amazing guy. He was raised by his grandparents or a bunch of powerful older women in New York, and he goes out and photographs these older fashion plates all over the city.
Oh, I love that.
And he has a blog post and has a blog and a movie and 2 books. He's really cool.
Fabulous.
So I totally go enthusiast. How about this one? Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah.
I just love that image.
She's vibrant.
She's vibrant. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
We don't know how healthy she is or isn't, but that's a vibrant person.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know. And it makes her look healthy, don't you think?
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. I love that image.
I have a friend who's 84 years old, and I knew her for 3 or 4 years before I realized that she was not my age, which is...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And
that's amazing.
I'm in my 60s. And I was because she's engaged with the world, she
Yeah.
walks forward into the future.
Yeah, right.
She's vibrant.
Yeah. We had a wrap. Thank you. This was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it was fun for you all at home.
You also learned some. I learned something here. This is very good.
Good. This is the goal. This is the goal. And moving forward vibrantly into the future, this is what we all want to do. So thank you for joining us for our 3rd episode of Aging for Life, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.